James chapter 1 verse 3. For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. We have the word know in the verse, and the verse begins with for. So it is a continuation of the previous verse. In other words, why do we need to count it all joy amidst our trials? The answer is verse 3. He says, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. Some translations call it patience and endurance. He is telling you know that you are benefited when your faith is tested. So in order to endure through our trials, we need to know some things. We will look at some familiar texts from Scripture. Romans 5:3-5. We rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance character, and character hope. And hope will not put us to shame. So we need to know what's going on in our life is producing something very beneficial. 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, no temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. But God is faithful, and He will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. So we need to know that these are common trials, and we are not going to have trials that are beyond our ability to handle. Hebrews 12:4 says, in your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood. We don't think about this much when we suffer, do we? That we don't suffer as far as Jesus did, and we know we are called to follow Him. 1 Peter 2:20 says, for what credit is it if when you sin and are beaten for it, you endure? But if when you do good and suffer for it, you endure, this is a gracious thing in the sight of God. Not to mention, sometimes the trials that we call as trials are a result of our sin. But the key point here is that it is acceptable to God when we do good, suffer for it, and endure such hardships. In Hebrews 12:11 we read, for the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. So when we see a trial coming in the form of chastisement, our attitude is to be an attitude of joy, because we anticipate what perfecting work the Lord will do through that trial. Have a blessed day.